Good evening, sir. Good
Yeah.
evening, sir.
Good evening, Ms. Malhotra. How are you doing?
I'm sir good. How are you?
Good. Good. So, you know the purpose for which we are together now.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your understanding of the purpose?
So, basically practice for my actual interviews. So
Which
that,
interview?
so Calcutta, Lucknow, Kuzgod, Indore.
Mhm. So, what is the interview focus?
So I think first and most important would be attitude.
Mhm.
The attitude should be respectful and polite.
Mhm.
It should show that I am a student, I'm curious, I'm inquisitive, and I'm ready to learn. Second would be my then the other things such as confidence level, academics,
Okay.
whether I'm
So,
suitable for the program or not.
so you said no, you are looking for the interviews with IIM Kozhikode and then which else?
So Calcutta, Lucknow, Indore.
Okay. Okay. Let's take Calcutta.
Yes.
Okay, so, I am representing IMC.
Okay, sir.
So, IMC is there for the last 65 years, more than 65 years, and then it has been one of the premier institutes in the country. And our focus or our forte is more into financial area. Finance sector is our core area. And whoever has been successfully going through our MBAs, they have been there well placed in different organizations. They're all CXOs of various organizations, and then they have established themselves, and they have been leading various organizations in their own life. Also, they have been very successful. So, in the context of that, no, how do you think that no you will fit into this?
Sir, I believe I'll fit in perfectly
Mhm.
in the context of the institute. So
Okay.
I myself want to pursue finance. Uh, I want to do an MBA in finance.
Mhm.
And I think engineering, uh, I myself am a mechanical engineer from Punjab Engineering College, Chandigarh.
Mhm.
So basically, I think my engineering degree would be very compatible with the MBA program. Engineering has helped me develop analytical thinking and problem solving ability.
Mhm.
This, along with the the MBA knowledge, such as how organizations make decisions, how businesses make decisions, financial knowledge, would help me in the end goal, end career goal of my life. That would be opening my own investment firm.
Okay. So you said no, this particular MBA.
Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming that my MBA you are talking about, master in business administration.
It's a PGP program also.
Okay. PG. And then why you should go through this particular management institute like IMC to become an entrepreneur and then investor.
So I believe right now I lack the sufficient skills that will allow me to open my own firm. Basically, I think I need structured guidance and a platform so that I can experience more, learn more, and so that also so that I could learn from others as well that also want to be entrepreneurs further down the line.
Okay. See, first thing is no, I told you that no, IMC is well known for its finance focus.
Yes, sir.
And then you said you are a mechanical engineer, and then you want to do MBA in finance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, I mentioned to you that no, the people who have gone through our programs in IMC, they have been very successful in their own personal as well as in professional life.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you mentioned that no, at the end of your career goal is going to be an investor yourself.
Yes, sir.
So now the primary this one is no, why do you want to go to a management school for doing these things? Why not to some other discipline? Like for example, no, you have been a mechanical engineer, and then you can possibly do something technical, and still no, you can go for this investment as an advisor or an investor. So you are saying that no structured program you want to be learning. So what exactly is structured program which you felt IIMC is offering? How will you fit into my area? See, I'm very eager to take you, but no, how do you say that no, you fit in very well with our IIMC?
Yes, sir. So, can I take a moment to collect my thoughts?
Yeah, please.
Lot of compatibility and uh, people with experience. So, sir, it has been known earlier that IIM Calcutta took only engineers. So say, let's say, before the recent 10-year change, India engineers were their preferred people. So that for that PGP program, basically, as you said, that IIM Calcutta is very much focused towards finance. It requires very high quantitative aptitude. I believe engineers, me included, are people that have very high quantitative aptitude, because throughout the course of our undergraduate for 4 years, we have uh, learned lots of formulas, derivations. We were very were oriented towards mathematics. First of all, second of all, sir, I also believe that engineering is more about problem solving ability. For example, if you asked, suppose a layman, what does an engineer do? Most would connect engineers with machines, engines, automobiles. But I believe that engineers are problem solvers. In engineers are problem solvers, and they tackle new problems. They are responsible for innovations, new designs, research and development. So in that field also, we have shown that I can say that that would help me in finance. We take complex problems, break it into parts that can be easily solved. So
Okay,
it's a
so if I'm going to tell you that no, you're making some sweeping statements by saying that no, engineers are all problem solvers, and then you are the people who are solving some new problems. So even non-engineers also, can they not be considered to be a problem solver? What is the extra one which
sorry,
is going to, which
sir.
is which is going to give IMC is going to give you that?
So first of all, I'm very sorry if I made you believe that I'm saying that engineers are the sole problem solver. I'm saying engineers are problem solvers. Other people can also be problem solvers, but engineering is majorly oriented towards problem solving.
Okay. So then, no, if that is the case, then no, you can go to any MBA school. No, why do you want to look at IMC?
Sir, can I give an analogy towards?
Please
uh,
feel free.
Sir, for example, if I wanted to participate in a race, I would aim towards the top spots. I would never aim for, let's say, I want to come fourth in the race. Everyone wants, whenever competing in any sport or exam, everyone wants the top spot. They want the best for themselves. And I believe IIM Calcutta is the best institute for finance in India.
Okay. So if you're going to look at that way, there are several institutes which are there. Like for example, IMA also is there.
Yes,
They
sir.
may not be very strong in finance, but they're also equally good. Or if you go down south, there are finance focused MBA programs are all there, which is being offered by some very good institutes. For example, now your current chief economic advisor was a dean of that particular school earlier before he took over as a chief economic advisor. So if that is a focus of yours, where no, you want to be learning in finance and then you want to be a problem solver through a management school, that school also is equally good. So why IMC? Still, I'm not able to get a feeling as to why you want IMC.
Okay.
So problem solving ability or finance, the structured way, every other management school also can offer. Why IMC?
So can I take 2 seconds?
Yeah, please.
So, about the schools that you mentioned that are equally good. So, they might be equally good, and I would also be, you know, appearing for their interviews as well.
Mhm.
But I think that uh, IMC would be my top choice for that. My top preference while doing an MBA. I might be appearing for them also.
Mhm.
They would be my second choice is third preference, but my top preference would be IMC. Uh, as for why IIM Calcutta, sir, I think I said in the previous answer also that I believe it's the top tier college in
Okay.
finance.
Assuming that no, you get an admission there in IMC,
Yes, sir.
and then you join the institute, and then on the very first day, one of the faculty members, no, he's asking you, please give me one issue or one task or one benefit what you will derive out of IMC at the end of the second year.
So can you repeat the question?
What is one takeaway from IMC which you're looking for when you have joined on the first day?
So take away.
Yeah, one takeaway that you're looking for from IMC.
Sir, I guess the one takeaway that I expect to learn or bring with me from IIM Calcutta would be how to be a good portfolio manager.
Okay. My last question to you is that no, do you know any of those people who are very successful from IMC? Any names you can one
So,
name you can give me?
Sir, Mr. Sunil Dugal,
Mhm.
he was the CEO of Dabur.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions to ask me?
Sir, I'm very interested in the exchange program offered by IIM Calcutta. Can you tell me the criteria by which students are selected for it?
See, I'm not privy to IMC's specific requirement, but in general, the exchange program is one. Um, the your ability to put in some strong application of mind. So can you apply whatever you're learning in terms of the concepts what you're learning, whether you can demonstrate that. That's the first thing which they will look for, especially when you're going to be looked at for some overseas exchange program. Then that will be the first requirement, whether you have an application ability to apply your mind. That's the first thing which they will ask you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So Dheeraj, if you're there, if you have any points.
Yeah, Ajit. So again, one important thing which I'll be interested in knowing that you talked about that your eventual goal is to become a portfolio manager.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me what are those important attributes of a successful portfolio manager or a asset management manager?
So, because I am from a technical background and I'm looking to pivot towards finance, I can just give the vague what I think would be useful for that. I think a strong psychological resilience would be very important for a portfolio manager because I think a portfolio manager is under a lot of stress. He's managing portfolio for a lot of people. He's handling financial transactions that are very high in amount. So I think he should be very mentally strong. First quality, I think. Second would be that he should be able to dive deep into research and analysis, because he would require a lot of the portfolio manager would be required to do a lot of research before making decisions that affect the entire organization.
Okay. See, your storyline is revolving around finance, and you have applied
Yes, sir.
for finance as a course in IIM Calcutta.
Yes, sir.
So, having said this, only saying that I'm interested and I want to join this might not be sufficient enough in terms of making that kind of an impact on the panel
Yes, sir.
member. You need to understand that.
Yes, sir.
So,
So I
till
am looking into the possibility of getting a CFA degree, CFA certificate.
so, have you applied for that? Have you
So
registered for
in the
that?
next 6 months, I'll be going for a CFA level one.
So that would have made sense in case you already had that kind of a at
Yes,
least
sir.
level one, and then you would have applied. So that would
Yes,
have brought some kind of a brownie points for you.
yes, sir.
Okay, but nevertheless, okay. Another thing as so finance is something that fascinates you,
Yes, sir.
is what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why do you think that finance is one area wherein you would be making an exceptional in terms of your career path? And don't say that because you're an engineer, so probably that fits best into your scheme of things.
So, while doing my undergraduate course, I took up electives related to management. One of those were operations management, one was strategy management, and lastly was financial management. Although they barely scratched the surface, but I uh, got to know the snapshot of what I would be expecting if I went for an MBA either in operations or strategy or finance. So I think finance fits best with my personality and personality traits and aptitude as well.
Please showcase by giving an example from the recent past. Only saying that this fits in doesn't suits well. So there has to be an example from the recent past wherein you would have demonstrated something of that kind. Do you have some example?
So can I take 20-30 seconds to form my answer?
Please.
So,
Yeah, sure. Please.
so, f- uh, are you looking for a example that's related to stock market or finance oriented or personal example?
Any example wherein your personality type, you what see, taking a clue from what
Yes,
you
sir.
said that your personality type best suits with finance. So it can be
Sir,
a
I believe
personal.
it.
You
It.
believe that? No. So
Yes, sir.
you're believing and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you convincing us are two different things. So you can
Yes, sir.
make us convinced by giving some relevant example from your personal life or
Yes, sir.
professional life or maybe college life or whatever life.
Yes, sir.
That's your take.
So basically, around 2020, 2021, my family faced some issues and we were kind of in a financial crisis. So at the time, I taught some students PCM subjects, and using the fees that I earned, some of it was used towards the household uh, household essentials, and rest were I tried to divert towards the stock market. Basically, my father is in finance himself. He guided me towards stock market. He would tell me stocks, this stock is good, you can invest in this stock. So at the time, Ola, uh, uh, let's say around I think last year, Ola was set to have its IPO. So I applied for Ola IPO. I got one lot, but I also saw that many people oversubscribed for Ola IPO. So it struck me that demand for Ola stock is more than its supply. So on the day of opening, when Ola opened for to the open market, I, instead of selling my lot, which had a premium of around 10 15 rupees, I think 10-15%, I bought 100 more stocks. And so it went on to rise. It I think it around 7-8 days later, I sold the entire stock for around rupees 132, 200 stocks. Basically, I bought 100. First lot was around one hundred stocks. It was around 60-70 rupees, and the other 100 that I bought was around for 99 rupees. So I
What is the
think,
current value of one stock of one share of Ola?
so I think it's 30-40 rupees. Vague guess.
Okay, done. So, sir, can we start with the feedback?
Yep.
Okay, you can start, sir.
Yeah. So, Mr. Malhotra, are you nervous?
Yes, sir. I was nervous.
Why?
So, first of all, sir, interview itself makes me nervous. And secondly, sir, very esteemed people were taking my interview.
When you're going to be appearing for any this one, no, you also should look at other people as you're at least at par, so you will get the confidence. So you don't need to be belittling their presence there, but at least you should have the confidence in talking to them. Number one. See, my very first question is that about your expectation from the interview, but no, you did not say which particular interview. So you assume that no, we are all sitting here for management school, and then we are going to talk about only management business
Right.
schools. So you need to be giving that sort of a platform, saying that no, this is the purpose for which I have applied, and then this is an interview which I am focusing on.
Right.
So you talked about general things, which is with an assumption that okay, the other person may know whatever you possibly are perceiving to be known to you. That's the second point. Third point is you are not natural. You need to be natural. Only when you're going to be natural, though, you can get the best out of you. So you are lacking the confidence. I don't know why, because you seem to be having a good academic record, and then your aspiration is rightly placed, but still know why you are not having the confidence that okay, this is. I mean, who else can be taken in IIMC with but for me? That's a type of a. I'm not saying you should be arrogant there, but you should have the confidence there.
Right, sir.
So primarily, your lack of confidence, it is distorting your thought process, and then you try to get some time every 2 questions, so which will possibly give you a different opinion about you. Because if you're going to be natural, then it will come natural. The flow will be natural.
Right.
So even your statements when you're making, you are just breaking and then saying, breaking and saying. So which means that no, you're not comfortable. So you need to be, first of all, you have to ease out yourself. You need to be really relaxed. Okay, over to Dheeraj.
So, Arjit, telling you very frankly, looking at your profile, you have an amazing record and you are a good person. So when we started the interview and we asked you what is it that an interview looks for, and your first answer hit me bang on. It was perfect attitude, and you talked about that what is going to be checked will be my attitude, my curiosity, my humility, my humbleness, my learning curve, and so on and so forth. So the way you started, it was amazing. So then that acted like a, and then when the second question came, it was like a curveball. You were not able to handle that. And that question was very simple, in fact. Why is it that you want to apply for IIM Calcutta? So maybe before going for any such interview, one thing that each one of you who has been there in the room also listening to this kind of an interview is, please go through the website of that particular institute very, very carefully, and the kind of course that you would have applied for, because till the time you don't have that specific answer to that particular question, and that you'll only be able to get in case you would have done good research on that particular course for which you have been applying for. And that's
Yes.
going to be your USP or your differentiator when you are going for any such interviews. And the reason why you were not expecting that kind of a question, that this is such a simple question, so it's like a very common thing that
Yes, sir.
and you were not expecting it because your confidence, then I saw that stumbling at that point in time, because otherwise you started phenomenally well. And then when it comes to why I am and then when sir again asks you that what is your expectation out of I am Calcutta, so probably it should not be generic, it has to be specific. And then
Right.
when we ask you that your storyline about taking an admission into or doing an MBA course or a PGDM courses because you want to make your career and life into finance, then जब आप इतना बड़ा statement दे रहे हो, so it will act like a double-edged sword. You
Yes, sir.
have to have good knowledge. You cannot say that I am from a tech background and maybe I only have a or a surface level knowledge. And when you have quoted on your own that you want to become a portfolio manager or an asset manager, then you would have gone through the profile of couple of them and see what exactly do they do.
Right.
Because then it's not that you can quote anything and then run away from it, because the follow-up question is going to happen from or going to come up from whatever you would have spoken at the time of your interview.
Right.
You are a amazing person, I'm telling you, you are best fit for these kind of an institutes, but the only thing is you have to go a couple of layers deep in terms of doing that kind of a preparation, and then your chances will definitely be enhanced because you're coming across a very what do you say, a very humble and polite and nice guy, but and best fit for a management institute. But nevertheless, this is something that you'll have to do. Am I making sense,
Yes, sir.
Ranga sir?
Yeah.
So
So
maybe
I basically I will simply put it in one way. One this one. See, you lack confidence. You have the stuff, but you lack confidence. And then second thing is, no, you need to be natural. The natural this one will come only when you're going to be having the confidence.
Yes, sir.
So that's a primary reason, in my opinion. You're not natural.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
and you'll become natural and confident in case you do a lot of research
Yes, sir.
and practice.
Yep.
So
Right.
that natural flair comes with practice. Otherwise, it was good. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck. Shivam Gupta, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How are you doing?
I am doing quite well. How are you doing, sir?
Good, good. So where are you based now?
Sir, I'm based out of Bangalore.
Bangalore. So which are the institutes you are aspiring for?
So, sir, my best calls are IIM Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Lucknow, Kozhikode, and I'm also expecting IIM Bangalore PGPBA.
In IIM Bangalore, what is that you're expecting? PGB?
MBA Business Analytics.
Okay. So in IMA, you're not looking at analytics?
Sir, there is no dedicated course for analytics in IIM Ahmedabad.
Okay. So IMC also is not offering that, no?
No, sir.
So the only reason why you are preferring IMA, is it because no, it is not offering analytics, or is it because no, it is better in some other areas?
Sir, I think that IMA possibly has the most diverse cohort out of all the IIMs. It has also a long history of like deep academic culture. I think having a very rigorous case study method, which like promotes very practical, in-depth learning. So I think these are the factors that really lead me to prefer IIM Ahmedabad.
So do I understand that no, one is case study method you are saying, and then in-depth analysis?
Yeah, it's a case study method which leads to sort of in-depth learning, because like you're learning by doing, essentially, like it's live practical learning, and then like a very diverse cohort to learn from, like very different kind of people coming in from different kinds of backgrounds, law, like people from arts, stuff like that. So I think these factors are like what lead me to prefer IIM Ahmedabad.
Okay. So if you are going to put in a priority, so which is the top priority you would consider
Sir, I think
among these?
Ahmedabad would be the topmost priority.
No, in the IMA itself, you talked about this case study. You talked about some diversified
Yeah,
gathering there.
yeah.
So which will be the number one factor for you to look at IIM Ahmedabad?
Um, Sir, I think case study method, because I think the primary mode of learning is still going to be rigorous academics. Obviously, peer-to-peer learning is a big part of MBA, but I still think that like the most impactful thing would be a rigorous learning curriculum, which is performed by case study methods.
So do you think that no, the case study methodology is not adapted by other colleges?
No, sir, they are adopted by other IIMs as well, but IIM Ahmedabad is particularly popular and famous for like how great their case study methods. I think the diverse cohort also plays in a role here, because then you have very different viewpoints coming in. So I think both sort of interact with each other and supplement each other.
So in summary, you're saying that the case study methodology is a one which is very popular with IMA, and second thing is you get, because of the diversified admission there, you get a different perspective. So
Yeah.
these are the two major reasons why you are looking at IMA.
Yes, sir.
And you talked about some rigorous way in which it is being taught.
Yes, sir.
So what do you mean by rigorous way?
So I think rigorous would be that, like, for instance, having an accountability on every person. So, for example, you can be called on any time, although that is generally true for other MBA programs as well. But you can be called on any time to answer. So you have to always be alert, and you have to do your own reading. And the discussion in class is more like an interaction around problem solving, and not necessarily like like the concepts are taught through like live problem solving based on around the case, and discussions and debate around the case. uh so I think that is, like, I think the rigor there is that you sort of are you have skin in the game, is how I would put it, because there is a real life case being done, and then your answers are being evaluated directly. So yeah, that's what I think.
So whatever you mentioned there, which are very, very uh, peculiar or applicable to only IMA, is it not applicable to other colleges like IIM Bangalore also is having the similar characteristics?
Sir, I think that with respect to IIM, IIM Bangalore has a specific focus and a bias towards people with work experience, but IIM Ahmedabad takes freshers and people with work experience, plus people who bring in different cultural diversities. Like, for example, someone who is from a great humanities background or a sports background. But IIM Bangalore doesn't have these biases. It is generally biased towards people with work experience. So I do believe that the cohort is a little more monotonous there as compared to IIM Ahmedabad, where it's like more diverse in nature.
So this particular perception, whatever you have, that IMB is slightly monotonous, and then IMA, because of the diversified crowd there, you have a different in-depth analysis. Is it a perception, or is it based on certain facts or certain experience? Can you
Sir,
substantiate your statement?
sure, sir. Sir, I think, like, I don't have facts to prove it, but I think this is mostly based around second-hand learning from people that I know who've been into these colleges and their feedbacks. Uh, so I think that is largely what is driving my opinion right now.
So who are the influences of you in this management school?
Sir, some college seniors.
College seniors who are in your own college, or which college you are in?
Sir, I graduated already, so I'm working right now.
Mhm.
So I graduated from IIT Kanpur.
Mhm. So when you say your college seniors, no, IIT Kanpur college seniors, or your organization seniors?
No, no, sir, IIT Kanpur college seniors.
Okay, so what is the perception about IMA and IMB, for example?
The perception is being that IIM Ahmedabad has more diversified portfolio of students, which contributes to like a more dynamic learning, more different varied opinions coming in. But
So
I
did
am
you
Bangalore.
challenge them?
Sorry, sir.
Did you challenge them as to how they are saying this?
Um, no, sir.
Okay. So is it all? I mean, did you do any further analysis about these aspects to convince yourself, or only you went with whatever has been mentioned to you?
So I think that like when you read on the internet, these similar opinions are also regurgitated again and again. So I think that is sort of like to this bias towards IIM Ahmedabad. But yeah, I think a smarter, sounder strategy would be to sort of go do rigorous analysis around what is it that your preferences are, and then are they really being reflected in this particular B schools or not. So yeah, I think that is something that we can definitely improve on.
So IIT Kanpur, I assume that no, you're an engineer.
No, sir. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in economics. So it's a bachelor's of science in economics.
Okay. So instead of looking at MBA, so why don't you just look at some of the best schools in economics and then move ahead? Why?
Sir,
Why?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, I think that I have observed. So in my college, there was an option of like converting to a dual degree and sort of continuing with your MS and maybe doing research. I think a specific MS MS as a program, MS Economics as a program has a specific focus on economics research, like your stuff around development economics or maybe econometrics, macro, whatever is it that you want to do. But I think the ambitions that I have are kind of different. I think my personal goal is that I want to. So right now in the current organization that I work in, I have worked in 3 organizations, and the kind of problems that I solve are like more execution level, and I want to move towards more like higher level strategy level problems. Essentially, an example would be like right now the problem that I would solve is that there is a particular feature where the daily active users are declining. So figure out what is the possible root cause. That is again a very simpler problem statement amongst the ones that are solving. And then a more complex strategy level problem statement would be what is like the 5-year roadmap that you have to win in any particular defined market which you define, and then what are the bets that you will take there. So these kind of problems involve a lot of ambiguity. They require a person to be well versed with speaking all the different aspects, speaking the languages and understanding all the different aspects of the business, which I believe I currently lack. So this is why, in accordance with my goal, personal goal, I think an MBA is more suited for me.
See, if you look at some of these expectations or aspirations you have of doing MBA, there are several people who have been successful there without going through MBA, but then in a different path. So did you think on those lines before you came to the conclusion? Okay, only MBA or only business school, only IIM is going to help you out.
You're absolutely right, sir. Matter of fact, I mean, it is possible that I might be able to reach there just by working and progressing ahead in my organization. But the problem here is that it is very time taking in nature. Second, because right now I work in startup companies, there is not a lot of bandwidth in terms of people being able to teach me things, and there is not a lot of capacity to bear huge costs, right? So there is not a lot of scope of making mistakes here. The problem is that when you sort of go down in unknown trenches and you try to learn by doing things on your own, there is a scope that I might end up making mistake, and so it is highly unlikely that someone would entrust me with the responsibility that comes with these difficult problems. And I think an MBA is the way I think it is an accelerated education boot camp, which will sort of make me well versed with this kind of education and sort of propel me towards a path where I can solve better problems. So I think an MBA saves time, B gives me an opportunity to make mistakes and learn, which is something that I think will not be as available if I continue down working directly and trying to learn there.
Okay, so I'm not suggesting that no, you should continue to work to progress there in fulfilling your aspirations, but you can also pursue other avenues, colleges or universities or schools of excellence to pursue your own aspirations rather than just only looking at only IIMs. Okay. Now, you when did you graduate,
So 22,
and
2022.
how many companies you have been working so far? 22 to 20, 26 now, 4 years.
So, sir, I actually had some breaks in between, a career break, but so I've essentially worked in 3 companies. I have the first job was at Haber, which is a B2B SaaS, which was a B2B SaaS manufacturing software product. Essentially, it used to serve paper mills with software relevant to them. Then I moved to a company called X to 10X. X to 10X was an HR tech B2B software product. And right now I work at Loop, which is an insurance broking business looking to evolve into like a more complete healthcare solution for employees in India.
What are the reasons for changing these jobs so quickly?
Sure, sir. So I think for the first job, like with respect to the culture there at Haber, uh, the kind of problem solving there was kind of different. It didn't align exactly with the way the expectation that I had in mind. There was less data based, data driven problem solving, and more sort of like intuition and like talking to customer. These were the major modes of solving problem. I think I firmly believed that in specifically in the product domain that I worked in, data driven problem solving is essential, and it is something that I would like to develop as an essential skill. So I think because it didn't align with my expectations of what the job should look like, I decided to part my ways and I joined the second company. uh, the for the reason for switching from my second company was that the product in my previous company was a little comparatively simpler as to what I'm doing right now. For example, right now the product that I work in, it's very complex. It involves problems around operations. There is like a whole different multiple squads operating. So I think like the level of complexity here is just very exciting, and it gives rise to new dynamic problem statements that you can sort of address and work in, as compared to my previous organization, where although the problems were interesting, but I think at some point I found myself reaching a saturation point of that I should probably move on to like working on more difficult problems and interesting problems now. So that is why I decided to sort of switch.
Okay, so what is the guarantee that you come and join IIMA and then you find that okay, they're all different culture background people, and then you are they are not aligned with your line of thinking or your expectation, and then you leave in the middle. What is the guarantee that you will not do the same thing?
Sir, I think that having like different contradictory perspectives is actually very great for learning. I mean, there is no way I will ever be right all the time. I'm generally never. And I think that having people who can counter and like I have an open mind to learn. So I'll be like very welcoming towards people who are sort of countering me and like have a very different opinion, because I think sometimes it'll lead to a middle ground. Sometimes their opinion will be right, sometimes maybe I am right too as well, right? So I think that that shouldn't be a problem of like contradictions and disagreements. I think now I've because of matured after my degree and after some work experience, I think this is a mature decision about the direction that I want to sort of take my career in. So I don't think that the odds of sort of leaving, I don't think I'll be leaving the MBA program midway. That is certainly not possible.
Okay, but the last question from my side is no. In addition to this business school, did you ever think of some alternative for you to pursue your own ambition?
Sir, actually, I when I was in college, I actually got inspired by. I was used to be a bit immature at the time, and there was COVID as well. So I got inspired by three blue, one brown videos, and I thought that I should try to pursue a concurrent master's in mathematics. So I did courses in set theory. Obviously, I think once I got a real taste of like looking at and dealing with pure mathematics, I realized that my interest probably lie more towards practical and like real world problem solving as compared to the abstract sort of concepts that pure math dealt with. I think apart from that, it was also logistically not possible to complete a master's in mathematics. Despite have like having a bachelor's degree in economics and then continue with a master's in mathematics, because it would like require a lot of background. And I think I also lost interest after I sort of did the abstract courses. So I think that was a foolish mistake that I made, being immature and young. But I learned a lot from it, I think. So yeah.
So why do you consider that as a foolish mistake?
So I think that things could have been better planned. I think I would reiterate with the discussion that we had earlier, where you challenged my assumption of IIM Ahmedabad being inherently better on the aspects that I've listed, and that is obviously I think due to like lack of research, which I've not done till now. But I think if I had done like I made similar mistake back then when I had not done enough research, not talked to enough people, I was also hesitant to reach out. So I think if I had sort of gotten in conversations with a couple of seniors and then got a real taste of, close to a real taste of what it would look like, I think I would have made a better, more informed choice, and possibly wouldn't have made this mistake.
Okay, do you have any questions to ask me?
No, sir.
Okay. So, Dheeraj, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So Shivam, I have a couple of questions from you. One is, what are your reasons of doing a MBA course after working for 3.5 years?
Um, so sir, the reason is that like I want to go from the execution level problem statements that are solved right now to like a more high level strategy level, be able to solve more complex problem statements that are more ambiguous in nature, that create more impact for the organization. Also managing and building high performance teams, and distributing high quality thinking amongst them, to so that I can essentially building a high performance team, and then getting that, achieving those goals, making a bit, and then achieving those goals. So I think I want to reach that level of problem solving. So I think that is my reason of primarily doing an MBA.
And the current role that you are doing as of now doesn't involve these kind of a problem solving things that you're looking at, critical thinking, problem solving, team building, and all those stuff.
Sir, I think that the level is just, the level of depth is just day and night. I think I do have some. I think I got some taste, being able to contribute. But then a problem statement like I mentioned, uh, I mentioned earlier as well. What is the 5-year plan for product success that you would build? That kind of problem statement I think requires just uh, a a great and a very in-depth level of business knowledge around theories, which I just currently lack. And I have had some experience contributing to some strategy level discussions around in organizations. For example, in previous organization, I was involved in contributing to the year-long plan of the product, year-long planning of the product. But I think still the level of scope that in which I contribute is quite limited, and it's mostly execution level. So that is why I think an MBA is appropriate for me.
Yeah, hi. So I was saying that eventually, after completion of your MBA, and maybe 10 to 15 years down the line, after you would have learned all these critical thinking, problem solving, team management skills, what exactly would you be doing, and what exactly would you aspire to do in life eventually?
Um, Sir, I think I have, although I have some clarity on like maybe 5-year plan for me, it's like a short-term plan. I think a 10, 20-year plan is still a bit unclear, and I'm open to a lot of things to do. Um, I think that I would want to become a competent leader with great judgment. I would like to borrow from the Amazon leadership principles here, where like one of the leadership principles is that a leader has to be right most of the time. So the idea is that if you take 10 decisions, 8 out of those 10 are correct, or maybe 9 out of those 10 are correct. So I want to achieve a level where I have such a high quality judgment that I'm able to contribute, make a great impact in different organizations wherever I work. Maybe it's a corporate or a startup. So I think that is sort of the place that I would want to reach at.
So what you're saying is that you want to become so sacrosanct in your decision making that any decision that you take, the accuracy level will not be less than 80 to 90%, is what you're trying to tell me.
Uh, Sir, I think that would be the goal. I think because this is the primary job of a leader. Like you have to be right so that you win eventually. So I think obviously you can be wrong, but I think that is largely what like long-term competence would be all about. I think you have to be right, and then your hit rate has to be great, so that you achieve the goals that you've set for yourself within the organizational context.
But see, that may or may not happen because a lot of decisions that you take at any point in time, on a prima facie, that always looks good, though it is well researched, well mitigated. But eventually, when you look back and see, so you can always realize that even if the decision was wrong, that taught you a lot of things, and maybe you graduated and you helped in terms of evolving an organization or your own evolvement. So that's what you're talking about is. And how do you think that a management college will help you in terms of achieving this kind of a skill or what
Sir,
you're looking at?
right, sir. So I think that, because I already clarified my short-term goal, I think the idea here is that once I get propelled into these kind of roles, the idea here is that through experiences, through learning, peer learning from people, I'm able to develop this kind of high quality judgment. Other thing being that obviously I think it is also dependent on how you define success with respect to decision. Maybe you can say a partial success also counts, right? Let's say you set a target X and you achieved like 80% of X, right? That also could count as success. But the idea, I think the broader idea that I'm trying to communicate here is that having a like very evolved high quality judgment, which leads to making decisions that are very high impact in the organization and can really move the needle in terms of metrics. That is, I think, my long-term aspiration is how I would see myself at. How would a management college help me? A management college is an accelerated learning program where I learn business theories, how to speak like languages of different aspects of business, how do they actually work, then launch me into a career where I'm able to experience making these decisions, making mistakes, and learning, and then eventually evolve into a competent leader, which is able to pull off that.
Working for 3.5 years as of now, from since the time you graduated from IIT Kanpur, with MS or BS in economics?
Sir, I graduated with a BS degree in economics.
Okay. What has been your learnings and what has been your contribution towards the organizations and the learnings which has shaped your decision making, your personality, and overall outlook towards life and career?
Um, sure, sir. Um, Sir, I think that one thing that is greatly talked about in product management as a field is product thinking. I think product thinking essentially is that um, when you are this is again to the similar point that I made earlier, but the idea here is largely that if you are making a decision about a product, right, how likely are you to get it right, that this hit rate, right? One thing that I've come to realize through my learning in all these years is that hard work is not necessarily what moves the needle, because I've already there been days when I've worked too hard and I was still not able to achieve what I wanted, right? It is also this is why I keep emphasizing on this judgment thing, because I think having this judgment is what really makes the difference. If I can do, I have already maxed out on as much grit as I wanted to have, like trying to work like 20 hours a day. I've also done that, but I've come to realize that if you have this you through first principles thinking to second order thinking, if you are able to really discern all the and peel out all the layers of the problem statement, like literally by starting just questioning why is it even required to solve, like is it even a thing, right? Starting from that to then trying to figure out the right kind of problem statement, I think this is a quality that I want to develop, and I think I've come a little bit become a little bit better at it uh, as I was when I graduated, because back then I was just relying on grit, but I think an evolved judgment is sort of where I've become better at. How have I contributed in my organization? I think um, solving problems at my level, like trying to do the best best justice that I can do to my role, and trying to go above and beyond, and to enhance my own learning and also contribute to the organization. So I think uh, one example here can be when was able to discover a very high impact problem in my previous organization. I was able to discover a very high impact problem statement, which led into like an AI driven product, uh, right, which was very impactful in terms of our overall SaaS product, and it was greatly appreciated. There was a major Q-commerce, e-commerce players which were our clients, and they greatly appreciated the product. So I think that is one example that I would like to point out where I was able to contribute greatly.
Okay. Okay, Shivam. Done. Okay. Fine.
Okay,
So,
so to summarize my feedback, so what's your current frame of mind, Shivam? After going through this particular exercise now, what is your feeling now?
Sir, I think that like I am essentially doing an improv in all these answers. So I haven't sit with myself and thought through them deeply. Um, I think obviously the problem here is that I cannot have an exhaustive list of questions which I can cover and have a choreographed answer. So I think this is why I maybe fumble a little bit. And I take some time to think as well. Um, but yeah, I think all the questions that were there today were completely new to me. So I think that is why maybe the answers weren't as great as they could have been.
See, I will start with some of the area for improvement. So you need to be having a stronger reason as to why you jumped to three companies in 4 years time, or three years, whatever time frame you're talking about. Okay, number one. Second thing is, I'm not trying to say, okay, it's a weaker point. I'm only trying to say that no, you need to have a stronger reasons as to why you thought of moving around. Okay, so it is not that no people they don't move around, but they should have a solid reason as to why they move around. Okay, number one. Second thing is, no, you sometimes though you tend to go overboard. You are trying to be slightly longish in your answers. So maybe that's one thing which you can think of. The third one is no, your perception about IIMA, for example, no, you are very honestly saying that okay, it is based on the college seniors' input. Okay, but then no, you need to be going beyond that. Okay, that's an input which is a starting point for you. That's a trigger for you to think through. So then no, that thought process should ultimately should go to a logical conclusion of your own conclusion. That's how you should put it there, saying that no, okay, I have got an input from the college senior, I have done this particular research, I have done this one, so and so mentioned this, another faculty member from some other college, like that, no, or somebody who has already been who have gone through the IMA, they have told me this. So these are some of the things which you should give you more realistically there. Okay, so these are the areas where you have to focus on.
Yes.
You are very confident, which is very appreciable, and you are also at ease, which is very good, because that's a confidence level which you should definitely demonstrate. Okay, and then the last point is that no, you need to be slightly stronger in your reasoning out as to why you are not thinking of non-management schools. See, for example, you are saying that no, I will work in this area, I can possibly progress there, and then so that's not the focus. Why you are choosing to come to IIMs and then go through the management program, and then you want to achieve your aspirations. There are so many people like what I mentioned. There are who are not gone through IIMs and then still they have achieved the goals. Okay, so you need to have some sort of a solid reason. Otherwise, you are on the right path. You gave all the right reasons for IMA, whatever reasons. No, whether it is right or wrong, that's a different issue. But no, you are presenting yourself with a lot of confidence. So keep it up, and then the areas which I mentioned to you, maybe you can focus on. Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Dheeraj, you have any additional points?
I think, sir, you have covered by and large, but a couple of inputs from my side. One, your answers were too longish. So probably when we were asking about your contribution or your learnings, maybe in case you can come up with answer which can be a one sentence rather than a poor whole paragraph, and the learnings can be 1, 2, 3, which can be completed within a time frame of 30 odd seconds. Secondly, your learnings can again be your contribution could also be in a similar fashion. And right when you were saying that you are not expecting these kind of questions, so the point here is that you can always expect something new at any point in time. It all depends upon the way you handle those questions and the kind of statements that you would have given. And the next question, the follow-up question, can come up from there as well. But otherwise, there are a lot of pluses in your case, and your confidence level, the way you were talking was, and the articulation was good. But the only thing, as I said, was it was too longish. So probably you can cut it down, cut it short, and with practice, and in case you would have curated your answer, you can probably do a better job.
Thank you, sir. Very valuable.
Okay, thank you. All the best.
Thanks.
Yeah, Mr. Mandal, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Very good. So how are you doing today?
I'm good, sir. Are you able to see me?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
looking very charming.
Okay, sir. How are you, sir,
So,
today?
I'm good. So how was the day today?
It was a bit hectic. I came from office some time ago only. Yeah,
Mhm.
Mondays just yeah.
Mondays are just what?
lots of meetings and yeah, Kaizen meetings and all those stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how do you enjoy all these meetings?
Uh, I currently I'm an SD2 at Misho, and some of my responsibilities are to lead these Kaizen meetings and all the solutioning meetings that we have at Misho, right? So I mean, over time, I have habited myself into this process of getting getting my mindset ready on Sunday night to handle all these big meetings on Monday. Yeah.
So what's your perception about this meeting? That's the question which I asked you.
What's my perceptions of those meetings? Is it?
Yes.
Uh, are you talking about any specific meeting in particular or in
No, all
general?
your office meetings. So you said no Mondays and all, a lot of meetings are there, and then so it's a hectic day. You're saying so, which obviously means that no meetings are not effective.
They are effective, but sometimes you have back-to-back meetings and like you have to give your inputs for almost an hour and or so. Uh, so yeah, that sometimes becomes a bit hectic, I'd say.
Hmm. So hectic in the sense, is it in the negative sense you are saying, or is it in the
Not in a
positive sense?
negative sense. It's something like you don't get to work on your personal task that you're working on, and you might have to delegate things to the next day. That's what I mean by this.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are the aspirations now?
Yes, so some aspirations are basically I want to pivot into a role in finance, specifically in the field of financial engineering and risk management. So I came to this decision around a year ago when I was basically having some discussions with my brother and some of my classmates who are in finance right now. It was not a very solid decision at the time, so I went on to pursue some courses in finance in Coursera. It was a specialization course, and they taught us about some financial derivatives and such as options, swaps, and all these things. So I came to a decision that I do want to pivot into these roles because they offer me a more analyzed way of thinking as compared to my current role, where I have a more systems way of thinking. Right, I want to work more closely with theoretical aspects of things, more closely with the decision making. Yes.
But you have done your computer science in IIT Kanpur, and then where do you want to go and then join?
So I don't have a clear picture in my mind yet which IIMs I will be joining. But if I am giving a preference, it would be IIM Calcutta. First of all, because of its known alumni base in finance and their structured financial courses. Apart from that, I'd say it's a secondary reason. It's near to my hometown, so I would have more familiarity in the cultural base. So yeah,
Okay. But no,
yes, sir.
you have already done computer science, and then obviously from IIT Kanpur, computer science, you have very good opportunity in different areas also. So why you choose management school, and then that also IIM Calcutta? You said two reasons. One is no the strong financial this one which they have,
Alumni
and then
base.
alumni
Yes,
base, and then you also said about the closeness or the proximity to your hometown.
right. So that's not a primary. That would be a secondary reason. Yes,
Yeah. But then
it's more like
currently,
I would have a cultural familiarity with the place there. Yes.
okay. So the same logic, if it is going to be applicable for a computer science opportunity, will you pursue that?
So currently, before I was deciding to pursue finance as a course, I did consider two different opportunities. So one was doing an MSc in finance, and one was directly trying to switch into roles that are in basically risk analyst roles and these. So when I was thinking about MSc in finance, I decided to pursue an MBA because uh, the MSc in finance would be a pretty narrower focus specialization on the technical aspects of finance. However, I would like to have a view of how finance interacts with strategy, management, and other aspects of the market, right? So this is one thing that pushed me to pursue an MBA instead of a MSc in finance. And apart from that, when I was thinking about directly pivoting into roles such as risk analyst, I learned that if I had a more structured learning approach, such as provided by IIMs, basically a more tiered learning framework, it would be beneficial for me to start off in there. So yeah.
See, when I looked at your profile, I find some break in your career.
Sorry,
I find
break
some
as
break. I find some two breaks in your career of 1 year each. So you graduated in 2022. Am I correct? 2021.
yes, sir. 2022. It's 2022. Yes, sir.
2022. So you have already crossed some three companies now.
No, sir. I have been working in Misho for the last 3.5 years. That was my first company only, and I am still working there right now.
That is
Yes.
from July 2022.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And the internship was in Amazon.
Yes, sir. I did my internship at Amazon, and I also did a mentorship in open source contribution.
Okay. So all your experience is more into computer science or software related.
Right, sir. I don't have any exposure to the fields that I am currently trying to pursue, but currently I am actively learning some aspects of what it will look like, such as I had previously mentioned. I am currently pursuing a specialization in financial risk management in Coursera, and I have already completed 3 courses of those.
Correct.
So
But no,
I
see, I don't still find a strong reason as to why you want to switch over to finance. So can you give me one strong reason as to why you want to jump?
so uh, so uh, so can you give me a second, please? I
Yeah.
just need to frame my. So around a year and a half ago, I was so in my college life, I was more interested in cryptography as a subject, and after starting my work in software development, I used to learn about cryptocurrency as a in my pastime, right? So when I was reading some books about cryptocurrency, there were some terms that I came across as jargons and I could not properly understand the whole nature of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the whole context of financial markets. So I went on to learn about more about how the financial market interacts, how the government is involved in all this. So this is one of the reasons, and on another reason is in the long term, do want to start a venture with my brother who is currently pursuing a PhD in computer vision. I do want to start a venture with him. Maybe I'll like in the long term, I'll be handling the business and finance side of things, and he will be handling the tech side of things. So
So
that is one ambition that we have, a common
so
ambition.
this particular type of bifurcation of allocation for a future venture, have you discussed and then came to a conclusion, or is it your aspiration and then your brother's aspiration is something possibly different? Is it all discussed and then you come
Yes,
to a
sir. We
conclusion?
we have discussed this, and we are aligned on this, sir.
So both of you have discussed saying that okay, you will do finance in IMC or IMA or whatever, and then he will continue to do his PhD in computer science and start a venture business venture together.
So
And you
that
will
is
take care of the
something
financial area. Yeah, go ahead.
we want to do in the long term. Uh, but like everyone knows that a business can't be started without an idea. So, I mean, we don't have an idea yet, but we do want to do that in the long term, yes.
Okay, assuming that no, you have very consider the various aspects, and you and your brother came to a conclusion you will do a finance. Why not different institute? Why only IIMs? IIM Calcutta.
So among different institutes, I have options among IIM Bangalore and Kozhikode. But among these institutions, I've learned that IIM Bangalore. It's more based on the case studies, and the courses are more based on entrepreneurship, right? So I do want to go into more structured courses into finance, and IIM Calcutta is known for this particularly.
But are you not conflicting there? Because no, see, you are looking for an entrepreneurship in future, and then you say IIM Bangalore has got all the case studies and more focused on entrepreneurial ability. So your focus of no starting your own venture and then getting into finance, will it not? Will IIM Bangalore not serve your purpose?
I don't think that a particular institute can give you everything. So, I mean, there are certain things that I will have to learn by myself as well. But since finance is a long-standing pursuit that I want to pursue in the future, so that's why I'd select IIM Calcutta. And
Okay, so why did you choose computer science in the beginning, at your graduate level, starting pre-graduate level?
so initially, when I was in my class 10 or 12, the subject of computer science, it was just rising among at the time. There were many job opportunities in there, and the basically the level of analytical thinking that is required in computer science, that is quite challenging. So since I come from a background that has this mindset of challenging yourself, I wanted to pursue this to basically know that I can. Sorry, sir, I'm not able to frame the answer correctly.
No issues. Take a breath and then take a second and then.
Yes, sir. So basically, the reason would be at the time, computer science was a very booming field, and the job opportunities in there were pretty much, I'd say, flamboyant as compared to other fields, right? So uh, that might have been one of the reasons that brought me to computer science.
Suppose if somebody is going to be saying that, okay, instead of electronics, I mean, instead of finance, no, you choose analytics, and then they have all the reasons to tell you now. Will you switch over to analytics?
So I think analytics as a separate uh, work stream, I wouldn't choose, but I would choose some analytics related field in finance, such as risk analysts. So yeah, that would be my answer.
Okay. So, what is the single most uh, interest which you want to be pursuing in your life?
So among my hobbies, I do play the electric guitar, and that is one thing I want to keep pursuing for the rest of my life. The one of the main reason for that is it allows me to help think creatively. And initially, when I was starting on the electric guitar, it gave me a very disciplined and structured thinking process, and I was able to go through the first 6 months, which are the most toughest in learning a musical instrument. So yeah, I would say that this is one of my interests that I would like to pursue the rest of my life.
Pretty good. But you say that no, this electric guitar has given you some opportunity to be creative?
Yes, sir, that's right.
Can you give an example?
So, and when you are playing any musical instrument, you have these scales, right? The concept of scales basically. And in the world of guitar, we have a particular field of improv that we call jazz, right? So in there, you basically play any kind of notes that match into the scale, and you kind of like think creatively which kind of note will sound good after this note, right? So there's not a certain rule that defines that this particular set of notes will sound good. That is where you bring out your creativity.
Okay.
Yes.
But when I was asking for one particular interest, you said playing electric guitar. Okay, that's one single most interest. But what is the purpose of this particular playing guitar?
So I think the main purpose of playing guitar is it helps me calm down, and it helps me basically structure my thoughts, right? It helps me. Yeah, I mean, those are the two main reasons. Yes.
Okay, Dheeraj.
Yeah.
So give me 2 minutes break, okay?
Yeah, sure. So Indranil, one
Yes, sir.
sec. So you were talking about your interest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and you wanted to make some enroutes into that kind of a thing once you complete your management. So what exactly is your understanding? And it's still not a very legitimate currency in our country. So how do you think that you can make an enroute into it when it is not a legal thing at this point in time?
So it's not a legal thing, but that's where our economy is headed, I think, towards communism, right? That everything should be owned by the public. So I think eventually, after some point, even our country will start to embrace it. So that would be my answers.
But that's an assumption. You cannot put everything on stake with your career, your life, or based on some assumption.
That makes sense. Yes. Can I take a minute to think about this?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. So I'd like to say that even though this is a very far-fetched thing that Bitcoin will come into our country, I think it's uh, it's good to keep an open mind in here, because in the if you see in the past 10, 20 years, right, Bitcoin didn't even exist as a concept. So I think the progress that we are making in our technical advancements, right? I think we can't make any predictable guesses that this would happen in the next 10 years or in the next 5 years. I'd like to say that anything can happen in the next 2 years or 3 years, right? So it's good to keep an open mind and invest in these opportunities, right?
Who's the founder of Bitcoin?
It doesn't have a single owner. The owner name is obscure. It's some team from China. I don't remember the name of that group that invented Bitcoin right now.
What is the whole concept and theory behind Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? In case you can, without making it very longish, within 30 seconds, you can explain your definition and your theory behind that.
Right. So the entire concept behind Bitcoin is a shared ledger. By ledger, it can think of it as a Excel sheet, right? So there we maintain all the transactions between people, and it will have some kind of unique ID attached to it, right? So you can trace back any transaction between two people using that unique ID. So, uh, and the main advantage of using Bitcoins is that the entire thing is encrypted. So no one can track, or no one can falsely use your username, or basically make any fraud transactions here.
And where does blockchain come into picture?
Blockchain is the technology behind this Bitcoin. So it is that ledger that where we store the entire transactions. It's a basically distributed data system where we store the transactions.
And how comfortable you are with this entire ecosystem of blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto?
How comfortable as in my personal life or as in the concepts?
Personal and maybe in case you want to venture into this, what kind of understanding do you have in this?
I don't have a very solid understanding. I did initial level of uh, learnings from my own, but yeah, I don't have a very in-depth understanding of if you like ask me very technical stuff. Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you. So based upon the interaction that I had, so I think a couple of good things. You are very level-headed and you don't panic. So that is something that, and you come across as a very likable person. So even if there were some difficult questions that were thrown at you, at any point in time, you were not very anxious and you didn't point. But having said this, any term, any statement, any long-term, short-term thing that we talk about, and in case we would have quoted it, it's our moral responsibility that we should have gone through it thoroughly so that if a follow-up question or a subsequent question is asked from that particular domain, we should groove it through and we should probably take it forward. And that should be an opportunity for us to showcase our credentials, our capabilities, our competencies into that particular domain. Because in case
Right,
we are
sir.
able to do it, then that is going to have a long lasting impact on the panel members, and probably they'll think that this person has done good homework before you would have uttered anything. So rather than only speaking anything for just for the heck of it, in case you would have done a good research, and I can understand that the kind of question that you were encountering were something which was not which you were expecting. So that might happen that you got overboard at couple of occasions. It was that your hobby wala thing also. But having said this, these questions which are about your hobbies or your academics or your long term and short term and your extracurricular, the reason why they ask you is because they also want to check how committed you are towards whatever you have been doing. So, in case your commitment level towards things which are there from your area of interest is not very high, how is that? How is it that they can be assured that when you'll be a part of that kind of an ecosystem which is so competitive, how is it that you'll be able to put your heart and soul into something which is going to be very strenuous? So that kind of a
Right, sir.
commitment in that particular, though I like your answer when you said that there is your about your hobby wala thing and the way, but in case you can also connect it with your maybe you said that it rejuvenates you, you do it because it gives you that kind of a freshness in your work. But in case you can also connect it with, let's say, your life at large or vision at large, probably that also makes a lot of sense because that is also problem solving and critical thinking, maybe.
Yes, sir.
So
I'll
this is
try to
one.
think about this.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
just see. It's all about if you, it's all about how uniquely you can think and how comfortably you can drive the interview towards your own comfort zone is
Right, sir.
important challenge. The challenge is to convert that, and I kudos, you did it well. You were able to convert this interview into a conversation. And you can only convert the interview into a conversation in case you are well versed with what you talk about. Though there's always a scope of improvement, that's okay. But that with that kind of a level-headedness, calm attitude, probably this is something which is a positive thing in your case, right? So this is one, and I think he's still in a call. So maybe so this is the feedback, and I think then it is. Otherwise, it was good, right? So just work on all these areas. The questions that the line of questions which Rangas has also asked probably would have given you some kind of an idea. Like for example, when we talk about that you want to collaborate with your brother, have you done the right kind of a homework? Have you gone back to your drawing board and what you're talking is actually possible, or is it a dream at this point in time? How
Got
realistic
it.
it can be, how
Yes,
practical
sir.
it can be, maybe. So उस level का research किया है because having being there from the best of the institute and been working in the good organization since last 3.5 years. So any random thing cannot happen. So it has to be well thought of, well researched, because it's a matter of not 4-5 years. It's a matter of another 30-35 years of your professional life in that case.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. All the best and
Thank you, sir.
prepare well. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.